Right, yeah, hi there everyone. I just thought I would put a little, not tutorial, but a demo. Thought I'd put a little demo video together to show the Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is the one that was recommended to me by a friend. I'm quite grateful for that. It's the 2006 version, and that was downloaded from the Steam site, which is the online gaming platform, and it costs £4. So wow, that's got to be cheap flying, hasn't it? Now then, I'm in a 3-axis aeroplane on it at the moment. There is a trike on there, flex wing trike, but as I say, I'm in a Cessna 172, and I did have to buy, obviously I've got it set up on a PC at the moment, but I did have to buy a throttle stick and some rudder pedals. I think I've got the hot ass Thrustmaster, that's it, complete kit. I saw the reviews on them, they seemed fine. It's 120 quid off eBay. I personally thought, yeah, that's still a cheap flight sim to me. And yeah, the immersion is, on a personal basis, I think the immersion's amazing. I really do. So I'm fairly low airtime 3-axis pilot personally. I normally fly flex wings, but yeah, if my opinion is worth anything, then I find this quite like the real thing. And this is what a lot of people are sort of saying to me. I've been trying to get a few friends interested in this, and the first question is, does it fly accurately? And I think, yeah, that's quite a logical question. I think we're always, as flyers, if you're a flyer, then we are always looking to see what the comparison is from a flight sim to real flight. What's the void in between? How real is that? And obviously you don't get the feedback on the stick because it's a simulator, but I think everything else, personally anyway, is pretty good. So anyway, I'll run through this because I don't want to bore you too much. Quick disclaimer, I'm not an instructor, so there we go. And any 3-axis pilots out there are probably going to be laughing at some of the mistakes that I'll be making. But there we go. As I've stated, I'm fairly low hour 3-axis, and really I'm doing this to basically just demonstrate the simulator more than anything else. But anyway, okay, enough said on that one. So what am I in? A Cessna 172, fairly popular aircraft, used by a lot of flying clubs. I sort of found this one the easiest, quote unquote, to fly so far on the simulator. So we've got a virtual cockpit layout. I would imagine all those instruments, how they would be in the aircraft. I'm pretty sure I've done some reviews on these, and the instrumentation panels are pretty much spot on to what they would be, which is obviously, it's all important, as it were. So what have we got anyway? We'll disregard the fuel gauges for the moment, because I have, in the parameter settings, I have got them by default with full tank, so unlimited fuel, so I'm not going to be too worried about those. And then we've got the airspeed indicator, which has the green arc for airspeed and the white arc for your flap settings. We've got an altimeter, which obviously shows the height above the airfield in feet. And then below that we've got a VSI, a vertical speed indicator, showing obviously vertical speed up, vertical speed down. Left of that, heading indicator. To the left of that, a turn coordinator. And to the far right, below those 6 instruments, if you just wiggle the yoke, look between the yoke sticks there, we've got a tachometer, rev counter. I'm going to refer to it as a tacho, and that also all functions. As you can see, if I put the power on, look, up comes the revs, and that is obviously quite important, because when we transgress from a full climb into level flight, then we need to set certain power settings, so we need to know what the engine's doing, etc, etc. Okay, so anyway, that's enough on that. So let's just have a look. The flight simulator has a cockpit view. We have an outside view which we can pan around on. Incidentally, we can pan around in the cockpit as well. I'll show you that in a moment. But yeah, we can pan around on the outside view, and I suppose really from that point as well, we can have a quick check of our flight controls. So there we have our ailerons. Look, up yours, down mine, up mine, down yours, etc, etc. We've got pitch up, we've got pitch down on the elevator, and then if I come to the rear of the plane, you can see we've also got the rudder. So there we go, all three axes are working on the aeroplane, and obviously, well, just prior to takeoff, we can also use this view to set our flaps. I've actually got my flaps set at the moment through the system on the buttons to the right hand side of my throttle. So if I'm correct, I set, yeah, flaps on with the top button. I have to think about that. So there's one stage. What we'll do, we'll put two stages on. We'll take off with two stages of flaps. Okay, so then we have the tower view. So that's how the tower sees me. That's me sort of just ready to line up for the runway. We've also got a starboard view of the aircraft with a little virtual pilot in there. And if I just put the brakes on and put a few revs on, look, he actually, his arm is actually connected to the throttle, which, yeah, that's interesting. I hope we can fly this thing. Anyway, right back into the cockpit then. So let's line up on the centre of the runway. Let's bring around, as it is. She taxis quite realistically, really, I think, on the floor. So we just want a little burst of power there. Bring around. I'm in a tricycle undercarriage here, so obviously on the ground I'm oops, he overshoots it. I'm steering with the nose wheel. There we go. There we go. That'll do me as a runway centre line, maybe a little bit more. There we go. Whoops. Yeah, all the brakes work. Look. That's good. Right then, just a quick briefing. I'm going to take off on this runway. I'm going to climb out to about 1,500 feet or so. And then we'll just have a quick look at the, if you like, the controls virtually in the air of the aircraft on this, from a simulator point of view. And then I'll just do a reciprocal basically to the right and come back and land. And it's really just so you can get a feel of things, and then people out there can, yeah, they can make of it what they want, I suppose. If it's something that you think's like myself is fairly realistic to the real thing, then good. And if you think it's a bit plasticky or it's not for you, then yeah, likewise, yeah. But anyway, let's go. All right, enough said. So right, so what we're going to do then? Full power. Okay, confirm I've got full power on the tacho. Yes, I have. Nice straight line down the centre of the runway. He says wobbling all over. So yeah, I'm going to look now at the airspeed indicator. Already I've got 40 knots on there. 45, 50, 60. So I'm going to put a little bit of back pressure on the stick, and we're going to unpin this aircraft from the runway. I think that's the term they use. There we go. And at this stage I'm just going to keep forward momentum, and I'm going to lower the nose slightly. And I'm going to track along the runway, because it's very important here that if we need to land ahead, we can. There we go. As they say, if that fan stops at the front, then it's going to get pretty hot. Okay, I'm pretty happy. Engine's all looking good. I'm pretty happy. I'm going to raise the nose slightly, and I'm going to take a stage of flaps off. Okay, that's one stage off. Things are looking nice and stable. Take another stage of flaps off. That's my flaps are both off. I'll just check on that actually now. Let's have a quick look outside. Yeah, flaps all off. That's good. So I'm going to raise the nose to retain a sensible attitude for the climb out. And what have I got? 50, 60 knots. Probably lower the nose. Get about 65 on there. So 65 knots then, altimeter showing 700 feet and climbing, VSI showing a nice healthy 900 to 800, 900 foot a minute, let's call that, so that's all good. Staying on my heading, westerly there, just coming from it, deviating a little bit, but basically I'm staying on track, so yeah, there we are then. So there we are then, nice stable, steady climb out there, looks good. Oops, let's get back to the cockpit. Right, so 1,200 feet then. By the way, incidentally, if I want a peripheral view, I can just pan left and right, but as and when I need to. I think on that subject, if you want to expand your hobby, I think you can run multiple screens, and that gives you those two views incorporated into the simulator. So I mean, for immersion, that must be amazing, I suppose. Maybe I'll have to buy 2 other tellies and rig that up, but for now I'm happy with what I've got. Right, already then I've got 1,700 feet, so I've gone a bit higher than I wanted to do, so no problem. So we're going to level off then. So we stop the climb with the attitude, and we set the power for level flight. There we go. So I've got 1,700 feet, maintaining that VSI is 0, so as it should be. 75, 80 knots on the airspeed indicator. Yep, there you go. So I'm in the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2006 version in a Cessna 172, flying straight and level across the lovely English countryside. Right. So yes, to show you the simulated controls then, as I do on the floor, if we just lead in with the rudder a bit, we've got roll to the left. That's the right, isn't it, Robin? Blooming heck. I'm flying backwards, I am. A roll to the left. I think it's all pretty accurate. We'll bring it back level again. I've got nose up, nose up. I've got pitch down, nose down. Incidentally, if you just look at the airspeed indicator, look, as I'm nosing down, just like a real flight, that's just climbing. This is getting higher and higher, which it would do. So we'll go back to level flight then, and then of course we've got our yaw as well. And if we look outside the aeroplane then, so just like I've been doing now, we've got virtual roll. Look, there's our virtual roll. This is what we're actually doing in the aircraft now, pitching up and pitching down. There you go, and if I go to the rear of the plane, I can see the effect of yaw there with the rudder on the 3-axis. Yeah, so there you go, that's a little quick look at the flight controls. And incidentally, while I'm here, I may as well show you that the aircraft will stall. This is, in my opinion, how realistic this is. Let's just bring power off. What have I got? Yeah, okay, I've got enough height. I'll just do a quick inception store maybe. Well, it'll show you what I mean. So power off then. Keeping attitude, holding attitude, look. Let's just bring the nose up a little bit to the horizon there. Watching the airspeed decay. There you go. Hits 40, the buzzers will probably come on. Stall warning comes on. Come on. There she goes, stall warning's on. So nose drops, nose forward, back, regain airspeed, bring the throttle in, and I always recover back into the climb. I don't think we lost too much height there. 100 foot. Probably won't be acceptable in a GFT. But anyway, so she will stall. It's incredible, isn't it? Anyway, back to level flight then. Attitude, power trim. Right, as I said, then I'm going to just gently turn and to the right now. So leading with rudder, roll the wings over. Let's turn the plane to the right. Nice gentle turn, and we'll get back onto our reciprocal heading and find the runway we just took off. That's a bit steep, I'll be holding back a bit. We'll find the runway we took off from. There she is on the nose, so we can see that. It actually shows up as like a little yellow balloon which is quite handy. I think that's the Pappy lights, I'm not sure from this distance, but yeah, I've noticed when I've been flying around on the sim, the runways or airfields, they show up as a little tiny sort of lit up orange balloon. Quite handy. Should do that in reality, if you ask me. But anyway, right, so okay, we've lost a couple hundred feet, but that's no detriment. We're going to just dress this aeroplane up now to get on our runway centre line, so we can run in and make an approach. So let's have a look then. What time have we got? 15 minutes into the flight. Wow, I didn't think the demo would take that long actually, but yeah, hope it's been interesting so far. Let's say we are homeward bound now. Not the fastest of birds is the Cessna. But all the same, I think the scale, saying that, I think that's a good point to make, because the scale would be about right. I'm pretty sure it would. I think the track over the ground, if you like, in bearing in mind I've got nil wind on the settings, is probably how it would be. I would guess so, yeah. Right then. So we'll just bring around then, as we said before, we just want, from this distance out, we just want the runway on our nose really, which I'm happy with that, and then we'll just fly towards it. So we're still in cruise flight at the moment, just level flight, no fancy tricks. And this is probably would be noted down as a powered approach, which okay, some might deem that not to be the right thing to do, because if, like I said, if the engine stops, then you're in the grass. You're collecting potato stalks with your undercarriage. But I'm happy with that. Like I said, for the purposes of the demonstration, I'm not going to get too technical. We'd probably be higher in reality, because, well, you should always be able to glide in, as they say. But this is looking good. So runway centre line then. So I'm just making small adjustments now, just as you would in the real cockpit. Just keep the runway centre line where I want it. Right then, looking good. Right, I'm going to reduce the power now slightly. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold attitude here to get that airspeed indicator into the white arc, which it is now, and I'm going to put on a stage of flaps. That's one stage of flaps on. Put a second stage in, just put the nose down a little bit there. Tends to balloon up when you add flaps, just like it would in the real aeroplane, and well into the third of the way into the runway. So I'm going to put the last stage of flaps on, so that's full flaps now, no power at all, power set back to idle. So from this point then, the approach is going to be pitch for our airspeed and throttle if we need it. Should we start to undershoot for any reason, I'd just put a little bit of throttle in, but that's looking okay. I think I'm going to hit where all the other planes have skidded into, which is the healthy little spot to aim for, where all the skid marks are. It's quite a long runway here anyway, I've got plenty of room, there's no panic there. Looking good then. There we go, I'm over the threshold now, that's quite nice. And I'm going to just flick my eyes to the end of the runway. I'm going to rotate the airplane into the transition. I'm going to go into the float now, and I'm just going to pull back on the stick, keeping backward pressure. Oh, stall onto the floor. That's okay. I actually flared a bit high, and that's why the stall warning came on. But I was inches off the runway, so yeah, probably not my best landing, but I don't think I bent any undercarriage or anything. No, the wheels seem to be all attached and it's still rolling. So I think we'll say that we're walking away from it, so it's a good one. But anyway, I think I may as well stop that there then. Yeah, and obviously in reality we would be vacating the active runway, wouldn't we? But let's take the power off then and bring it to a full stop, because it's, like I say, it's a simulator. We can get away with hanging on the middle of the runway for a while because there's nothing behind us. So there you go. I hope that gives you a sort of a taste of it all, really. And basically, I suppose, yeah, if you're interested in flying, or you've got a passion for flying, or you already fly, then yeah, I would recommend this personally, because, well, certainly for me on the long winter nights, or when the hangar doors are shut, then you can sort of jump in the cockpit and have a bit of fun. Yeah, and all for sort of £4. It doesn't burn any fuel. Oh dear. All good stuff. Right, let me know your thoughts anyway. I'm signing off. Captain Robbie signing off, and we'll speak to you later, yeah? Okay, take care then. Cheers. Bye.